Hi everyone, my name is Bridget and today I'm going to be talking about and showing you the wet into wet watercolor technique. So first, I would like to talk about the materials that I will be using. This here is 100% cold pressed paper and this is a hardboard. I have Castle Art paints and a variety of brushes, clean water, and my paints are all ready. Now, I'm going to take painter's tape and I'm going to secure my paper to my hardboard to prevent buckling when the paper is wet. The wet into wet technique is used to create soft blended atmospheric effects that help to convey mood and natural flow, often serving as a foundation or expressive layer in watercolor painting. The first thing you want to know is that with this technique, water is your best friend. You really want to make sure you wet down your whole paper. It is important to note, however, that while water is your best friend, you don't want to completely flood your paper because then the paint may bleed together too much. Now that my paper is completely wet, I'm going to pick up my first color, the lightest color. I'm going to gently sweep it across the area of the paper where I am wanting the pigment, making sure to blend it in nicely. Once that color is down, I will add my next lightest color, and I will slowly move up my paper. When paint is applied to already wet paper, the pigments spread and merge organically. This allows for smooth gradients and color transitions without hard edges, which is perfect for things like skies, water, and atmospheric backgrounds. Once I have all of my colors down, I'm going to go back and blend the colors to create a seamless look that I will use as my background. Now, in order to show the next wet into wet design, we need to let my paper completely dry. Allowing the paper to fully dry allows layering and depth. It can serve as an underpainting or base wash and can provide luminous or subtle layers of color that show through later details painted on top once the surface dries. In the interest of time, I have a painting ready to go. I'm going to tape this back down to prevent buckling, just as before. Once my paper is completely taped down, I'm going to show you how to make a wet into wet watercolor flower. Using this method to create flowers encourages spontaneity and texture. I'm just going to dab some water on my paper in a rough draft of a flower. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to manipulate the water as we go. We will now grab our first color, using a little bit at a time because we can always add more as we go. Once you've dabbed some of the color onto the paper, you're going to manipulate the water into the shape of petals. Now we will add our second color. As you can see, the pigments move and mix in unique ways, producing textures and effects that feel natural and expressive. This can add energy and life to your work. will then add in the lifting method to create a space for the middle of the flower, adding some more water in before I add the yellow. And there you have it, a wet into wet watercolor flower.